What's cooking?
All right, Chief. The question I have is the copy that we're doing now. If when someone goes to my site and they click healthcare or whatever these buttons are going to be, what we're doing here, if I understand this, is they're going to have a little bit of verbiage to read what they're going to find on that page, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sort of following your lead, what you want people to, the experience you want them to have, but that's my understanding.
Well, see, I don't really obviously know how to do it, the proper way. So I was thinking about this yesterday that, I didn't know if this was like a header thing that we were doing right now and, to get the pages up there and then start figuring out, we're not figuring out, but now start applying the stuff to the page. Because when it comes to breathing exercises, there's a whole bunch of them. I just want to say something about the breathing, that you come, get some meditation, but again, I'm not sure exactly what we're doing here.
Well, I think what I would suggest is that you build the foundation of it,
okay,
even if it's not finished. And once you see the copy there live, you can say, I'd like to add a link or two that takes them to Dr. Andrew Weil's website on breathing. Or you can say breathing exercise 1 and put those directions there. Breathing exercise 2.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
3. Yeah, and, any time you can keep people on your website, you want to do that.
Okay, yeah, I'd rather not get them to go anywhere else. The only place I can think about taking them would be, nowhere really. I mean, I'm going to have a meditation thing on there, but I was really hoping I could get you to take care of that with some, some of your affirmation readings, something along that nature. I want them to be able to go and certainly meditate, but I'd rather not send them off. I can just give them the music to play and, and then, of course, instructions on how to meditate. There's only 7,000 different ways to do it, but, give them something that has to do with breathing, of course.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, and what you're doing is just kickstarting the whole process, and as people, like anybody, they may reach a point where they want to do more, and they'll type in meditative styles. But for as long as you can keep them there, you want to keep them there.
Okay.
Plus, it just looks good. It just looks good.
All right. Remind me, I've got a story to tell you. I don't want to tell it to you on this thing because we'll just get to this, but I would like to call you back on your number. I got a pretty interesting story, and then you can tell me where to go from there with that story. But
all right.
Okay, so for this stuff, I'm on the page right now where it says patient education and general public.
Okay.
And we already had some copy up there that was saying the stimulating breath. I like to use the 4-7-8 breathing, but I canceled all that out, and then it says add instructions here. Try each of these breathing techniques. Instead of that stimulating breath part, what I'd like to have is give them an example of the breathing exercises, and the one of the better ones to do. You sit in the chair, your feet are firmly on the ground, and you place your hand on your belly. And when you take a breath in, your belly will distend out. It's what they call belly breaths, or either baby breaths. Because when a baby breathes, their belly will come out, and then when they exhale, their belly moves back in. So that is the exercise I would like to put in that copy so they'll know, okay, we do have some exercises, and if you want some more, obviously there's going to be more there. But just to let them know to start off that I think it's going to be reading, there are options for you to breathe better. And we got to, of course, go through the copy of correct and spelling. Since breathing is something we can control and regulate, it is a useful tool for achieving a relaxed, clear state of mind. I recommend that you get in the habit of doing breathing exercises to help relax and reduce stress in your daily life. An example of a breathing exercises would be, the belly breath. And that's where, as I said, you sit down, put your hand on your stomach. It has to be there so they can clearly feel their stomach coming out when they take that breath in.
Well, okay.
No chest movement. We don't want to be big hero men, taking these breaths with. But
is that considered the diaphragm?
Yes, the diaphragm is what's pushing down, and that's what pushes the belly out. Most people are not used to breathing that way, so I did want to just throw that in there so they'll have it.
Okay.
Under the cleaning your equipment, there's already we already have some copy there, and then after that copy we have nebulizer, humidifier bottle, nasal cannula. I just would like to add to that copy that all equipment can be cleaned with using Dawn liquid detergent and hot water.
Okay. How much Dawn? 3 or 4 drops?
Just like you would normally make for washing your dishes.
Okay.
What
is that roughly? A teaspoon?
Yeah, I would say about a teaspoon, something like that. Make sure it's nice and sudsy, and it's warm water. It's one of the easiest things to do or use to clean your equipment. And I'll get into other cleaning techniques, and there's ways of cleaning with 1 part white vinegar, 4 parts water. That's another way of cleaning your equipment. But the soapy water seems to work really well. Okay.
Now you're asking me to lump nebulizer, humidifier bottle, and nasal cannula all together in terms of how to clean. Don't give different instructions for each one. In other words.
Yeah, they all can be done with the same thing.
Okay.
Ready? All right, and after that we come up with troubleshooting your equipment. That's going to be a little tougher. I think what we might do for right now is just put down troubleshooting your equipment, and then when we get that up there, I'll be able to go in after you teach me or with your assistance and write down concentrator, and then I'll write down different things to troubleshoot for that, for your nebulizer, BiPAP. That's going to get very, very wordy and lengthy, and I might even be able to do a copy and paste if that's allowed to be done, because the cleaning instructions and the troubleshooting stuff has already been written somewhere, so I just need to go ahead and locate it and then move it.
Okay.
For the healthcare workers page,
the next thing I have is treat yourself to a cruise, or get the most out of your day. Is that?
Yeah, that's pretty good right there. Then after that,
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, at this stage, I don't need to know what page they go under, just so they're written like you want.
I got you. The treat yourself to a cruise sounds okay so far. That's not a problem. I'll be able to add something there.
I'm sorry.
I'll be able to. Go ahead. I'm sorry, but you talk.
Before you go to treat yourself to a cruise, how does getting the most out of your day sound? Do you want to say anything more?
Hold 1 second, Brad. I'm sorry, buddy. I got to put you on hold. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, we're there. We are there.
Okay. So I think we're recording again. You heard it say so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
So
getting the most out of your day is good. Treat yourself to a cruise is good. Because getting the most out of your day, I'm going to go online and I'll add verbiage in. It's not going to be much, but we'll be able to do it.
Right.
After treat yourself to a cruise, we have add Amazon link to book Oxygen. Unless it's my book, it's we'll have no link there.
Okay, take it out.
Yeah.
Easy enough. It's gone.
Okay, and the healthcare workers page, it says here there are proper devices for the right situation. I've got down here there are a number of ways to get O2 to your patient. That can take care of that whole line. Instead of saying right situation, a nasal cannula is good up to 10 liters. Then I'll go in and explain what each one does. So I'm thinking that line should say there are a number of ways to get O2 to your patient. Number one, nasal cannula is good up to 10 liters. Simple oxygen mask is good from 6 liters and above. And a non-rebreather mask is used, or the non-rebreather mask, you have to make sure the bag stays full. So your O2 liter flow is whatever it needs to be to make sure the bag stays full. Now, the healthcare worker will know what that means.
Okay. And would you prefer I use O2 instead of spell it out?
You can put oxygen mask, or you can put O2 mask. Oxygen mask would probably be better, yes.
Okay.
And then when it comes to the liter flow, it can actually be, like the nasal cannula, can be 10 LPM, 10 liters per minute, and LPM is very accepted.
Okay. Okay.
So that's that part. We got the pulmonary program page. There is nothing I could put on that. Proper patient home. I don't know what that said now. I scratched it out. What comes after the pulmonary programs page?
The next subtitle?
Yeah, it's proper patient
music
home
for the
setup.
lungs. It says music for the lungs.
Okay, I got right above that. It says proper patient home setup.
Yeah. Oh, you want to know what the copy is in between there?
No, just that heading. I'm thinking of maybe even just do away with that proper patient home setup, and everything underneath that will fall under the pulmonary program page.
Okay, take out the subhead.
Yeah, take out that subhead.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Then we've got music for the lungs. We will discuss harmonica programs. That is okay right there. Obviously, I'm going to get with Vince Jr. How to play the harmonica. I've got the copy for it. I've got to find a way to shrink it all down to a booklet size so I can hand out. And also, like everything else, I've got to be able to put it get it to a PDF. I think it has to be on PDF form to go onto the website page. So this way they'll be able to download it also.
Yeah, and you can scan it and save it as a PDF.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Everything else after that, the healthcare links, add links here to other government healthcare sites, I'm steering away from that as time goes on, because I keep hearing you say, this is my web, and I don't want anybody to leave it.
Right. Yeah.
I can certainly make the... Go ahead.
Don't give them a reason to, get you out of their mind.
Yeah, exactly. Also, one other thing under the patient education, I would like to add, or unless it's, I'm not sure how this is going to work, and I'm sorry to be talking so freaking crazy right now, but when it comes to the meditation, I imagine that's probably going to be under the patient education site or something like that where patients would go to. I was also thinking about maybe, giving them some ideas to take their mind off of, their anxiety of having to, breathe. That's what the whole education thing's about. And I want to try to get some, like, coloring things up there, maybe be able to have a program that they can go to where they can use their computer to color. And, when they're coloring and they're trying to figure out what color to use, they forget about breathing. Breathing becomes natural. And so, I'm thinking about doing stuff like that on that site also, something to keep them there, something to entertain them.
Sure.
Somewhere along those lines.
Okay.
As far as the consulting goes, that reads nice.
Okay.
Consulting with DME companies, it's the same. It all sounds good. At the very end, it says something about healthcare links. I would like to add links here to government health. No, we'll cancel that out too.
Okay. All right.
And this way, I figure when all this gets up on the site, then when I go to the site, I think in my mind it'll make more sense when I go to the one page and go, okay, I'm focused here on this page now. Okay.
Yes, and two things can happen. We can ask him to make the page live as soon as you want, or it can be in a draft mode where only you and I can see it, and then you can work on it, and not until you're happy with it do you change it to public, and that way then the website is public and anybody will have access to it.
Okay.
But the chance, even if you make it public, until you start telling people you have it, there's not a real good chance any of your local audience is going to stumble upon it anyway. But you can keep it on draft until you're ready.
What would you do?
Well, I mean, if we get it up there and it's looking pretty nice, I think it's ready to make it public.
I'll do that then.
Yeah. Unless there's anything that you're not happy with, and if it looks incomplete or unprofessional, you don't want a half-baked website up there. But we'll just have to play that by ear, and we'll know a lot more by the time we give it to Rajat.
Okay.
I just want to get something to them, sooner than later.
Yeah. That's what I want to do and get it up. I mean, God dang it, I handed out 2 harmonicas today, and the people just went freaking wild. They could not believe it.
That's so nice.
They were just, and I told them, I said, you can't go to the site yet. You can plug it in, but you won't go anywhere. But I said, that's why I'm not handing them out to everybody right now. I just want to wait.
Right. Well, you've tested it, and there's a good reception. Are we done with what you actually want? Because I'm going to stop the recording. Hang on.
Yeah, I'll stop that, and then if you want, I can call you back on your number, or I can tell you the story here on this phone.